What is up, guys? Wraec here with a new video, and today I want to give you guys the full truth about such high list prices as this, about the copies like this in general, how they are sold, and why this is not a sale for 26,000 USD, as some people believe, because, well, their black market is a thing, and usually players in that range tend to use it. So we're going to talk about how this works, how you can get such a copy, and why it is not that impressive in the end that it sold for that much. So starting off, what did happen? What is the whole discussion about? Well, quite recently this was still the leaderboard, looked like this, with place 1 being this TBB. Beautiful copy, by the way, beautiful copy. 9,900 attack, 98 speed. Insane. That is really what you want. Defy Giant Killer, Hunters Focus, go for some immunity on that, but that's not the topic. This was the highest sale for quite some time. We see with smaller increments in that we increase 440k, then going to 450k, a bit of 400k there. And now it kind of escalated. Jesus first buying this SS tier Alikita, also beautiful copy for SS tier with like SSS speed. Very, very nice. For 460,000 starry gems, and that was yesterday in the morning. So not all that long ago, and he got the record for the highest sale then. And today, also in the morning, this was already broken with 650,000 starry gems. An absolute madness. Never before has there been a sale of that was that high, and never before was there any reason to do so, and I would argue there is still no reason to sell anything for that quantity of starry gems. So yeah, what has happened? Well, it's a newest copy of the newest Transcendence Hero, and the newest Transcendence Hero Alikita seems to be quite good. I tested her a fair bit. You know, I have got an S tier Alikita, and she seems to be a new meta hero for PvP. The members on my channel, on my main YouTube channel, they've already gotten to see a video of Alikita in PvP with a little bit of commentary around it and some team testing and everything. Made that for the members. That was quite cool. And yeah, so she's probably the new hype hero. She's probably one of the more insane heroes you can get right now. So getting an SSS copy of her is quite the insane and nice thing to do. If somebody offered that copy to me and we could make a deal for a nice price, I would have taken it as well. Definitely. No question about it. It is a very insane hero. What we have here is a 9,900 attack hero. Those are in general quite desirable. And we have 88 speed, which isn't too nice. So in terms of stat rolls, it is a bit on the lower end of an SSS tier. You know, the cap for SSS tier 9,900. The lowest end 9,300. So this is just off of SSS tier HP. The speed is quite off from SSS tier. So that is not that nice because it will negatively affect the soul power on that copy. But the main question now is, why is this not 26,000 USD? So starting off, there are players that sell starry gems, and they sell it for far less than the in-game price. The in-game price is 100 USD per 2,500, and you would buy pink starry gems, which is a bit horrible, because to convert that much starry gems, even I would need like 2 months, so that is a bit of a horrible thing to do. And this costs like 109 euro per 2,500 or 100 USD per 2,500, so about 26,000 USD for this copy. On the black market, however, the prices are a bit lower, ranging between, well, I would say 18 USD to like 22, depending on the amount a person buys, per 2,500. So like about 20% of the price, which is still a lot for 650,000 starry gems. Still is quite a big amount of money, but it's not 26,000, it's more like 5,000. So makes it a little bit more graspable in that sense. And beyond that, well, the person probably didn't pay 650,000, because I know some of those trades. Some of those trades I helped negotiate. A lot of people actually contact me when they summon such a copy, when they summon such an SSS hero, and they say like, Wraec, I summoned an insane SSS hero, can you help me sell it? And I say, okay, I can try. And then I usually contact some people, I contact some whales, and I tell them, well, look at that, there is a nice copy on the market, do you want to buy it? And I bring those people in contact if I find somebody, and then they make a deal. They find a nice price, they find a good price, and the biggest problem for those deals is often that they look at those and they say, oh, look at that. Jesus bought a copy for 360,000, so my TBB is worth 360,000 starry gems, and then you have to spend a lot of time arguing that this is not the case. We can, for example, see an LFA here. There are none on the market. Do we have an SSS hero right now? Should probably check in advance, but didn't see any. Let's see. No, not really. We have a Ferric Investor, but those are not in the leaderboard. So sadly, we don't. If you were to look at the TBB right now, you would see that they are closer around 200k. And here they are for 400k. So the reason for that is the real sale prices, the prices that are reached when you go into the auction house, are much lower than what you see on this leaderboard, because those are arranged deals. So the buyer in that case, the person that sent me a private message in the scenario that I described, then gets in contact with the whale. They arrange a price. They say, for example, well, this Alikita, I want to buy this for 300k. We say 300k. We just assume that. I have no actual info on how high the real price for this was. I just assume that this wasn't it, because I know from most of the other copies that it wasn't it. Let's say they agreed on 300k. In this scenario, the buyer would be very happy with 300k. They would think, okay, 300k is a price that is attractive, which means that other people might find it attractive too. I, for example, might see an SSS Alikita for 300k and say, oh, I have 530k. I might just buy it. So what they do, instead of listing it at 300k, they list it at 600k or something, or at 400k, at a higher price that makes it unattractive to regular buyers like me. So I wouldn't find this copy attractive at 650k, but at 300k, I might have bought it. So at that point, the buyer just buys it for 650k, and when the seller receives the starry gems, he gifts it back. He gifts the extra starry gems back to the difference of the agreed upon sale price. You can usually only do that if you have access to the seller account or trust the person, but it is possible. So in that scenario, this person didn't pay 650k, but including the taxes of buying the copy, where the seller has to pay 5% taxes on the final price, and then transferring the starry gems back, which is another 5% tax, maybe something like 320k or 330k. So way, 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 way lower, maybe half that. So we basically can probably assume that the price is not even half that, or about half that. If we say it's about half that, it's no longer 5,000, it's about 2,500 USD realistically for the copy. So that's about a tenth of what I've heard from people on the Discord, really, sometimes assuming that this was like a $26,000 copy. It is in fact not. It is not. It is like 2,500, something like that. So that is the way this works. Was it worth it? I mean, like, if the price was good, if they agreed upon a nice price, it might be okay. The thing is, what I don't really like about this is like the 88 speed. That is really a problem, because this will negatively influence the amount of soul power you can put on a hero. Of course, SSS tier, kind of good soul power, but there are differences. So, for example, we can look at my SSS tiers. We have like a very, very good PDE, pretty high averages on aside from the HP, but we have 99 speed, which is cap. We have pretty high attack, so we could put 9,206 soul power on that. In comparison, on my Mockman, it's already 400 less. This is a difference. This will probably cost you like 30-40 speed. So we can try that. We can see 528 speed here, and if we check this out, 552 speed there. So it's already a difference. So you kind of want to have the highest possible soul power if you are at that point. Now you'll say maybe 30 speed isn't that much of a difference. It is pretty much a lot of difference if you put everything aside. If you check out other sources of stats other than soul power, and we, for example, go and check out some gear. This is like 60 speed. Those are shoes. Shoes were like the main point of speed. We have a deific artifact that's 100. That's 50 speed. So like, it's a huge difference. 30 speed is a huge difference, and especially if you are at that pinnacle of gameplay where you buy like PvP copies at SSS tier, you kind of don't want to have a speed disadvantage. And upgrading those copies at SSS tier is rather difficult. You basically need to sacrifice another SSS tier to get any progress, and even then, yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. You basically pay a ton of story gems for not really a whole lot of progress. So usually SSS copies stay at the place where they are. You barely ever upgrade it by anybody. So that being said, was it a bad buy? No, it's still better than my S tier, and there aren't too many. So like, if you want a good Infinite Era Alikita, which I think top PvP players want right now, it is a pretty great copy. It is an SSS tier copy. I've not seen another SSS tier copy yet, meaning this is the copy at the moment that can take the highest soul power. There might be another one. We saw some stuff during Gala. Maybe somebody used an SS stone or an SSS stone, but we don't know. I didn't see any screenshots yet. Till now, I would say this is the highest Awakening tier copy that I've seen, and as SSS tier it has the highest speed capacity and probably won't even be outpaced in terms of speed by Jesus as S tier, so it is probably the best Alikita on the market right now, making it even more valuable than you would already assume. So if you paid 300k or something for it, that's probably fine. But I just wanted to clear up this misconception of there being like a 26,000 USD copy. Or somebody spending 26,000 USD there. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. It's more around 2,500, which is still a lot of money, of course. But for some people, you know, there are some rich people out there who don't really have a problem spending that. And for those, this is just, well, some small amount of money that you can sacrifice for some entertainment. And a very nice copy for that. If somebody offered me that copy, I would have probably bought it as well. Let's be real. It's a very nice one. So that being said, tell me your opinion about it down in the comments below. What do you think about the copy? I think it's quite insane, but let me know your opinion down below. Until then, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.